Families with more than 2 children in childcare will be the major winners from a $1.7 billion boost to childcare subsidies, announced today ahead of this month's federal budget. Subsidies for families with 2 or more children will increase significantly, and the cap on subsidies for higher income earners will be scrapped. Political reporter Tom Lowrey joins me now from Canberra. Tom, just talk us through this announcement today.
Yeah, Miriam, this is probably the biggest pre-budget announcement we've seen so far. It's worth $1.7 billion and it's aimed, as you said, squarely at childcare, trying to iron out some of the disincentives that are in place for parents who are looking at either returning to work or boosting their hours. And it's trying to do that 2 ways. The first is eliminating the subsidy cap. That's set at about $10,500 in childcare subsidies for families earning more than about $190,000 a year. Any more than that and they're paying full fees in childcare. So that will be removed altogether. The second measure is lifting subsidies for second and subsequent children in childcare. The idea being that as you have a second or a third child entering childcare at the same time, you shouldn't be seeing your fees double or triple. Now, the Treasurer says that he wants to see more Australians in work. That's a big goal heading into this month's budget, and this is one easy way of making that happen. Here's a bit of what he had to say a little earlier.
Today's measures are proportionate, they're targeted, and they're an investment in making our economy stronger and boosting female workforce participation. It's Treasury's estimate that the measures we are announcing today will help boost GDP by around $1.5 billion a year, and we'll see up to 300,000 hours a week worked additional than what is today. That is the equivalent to 40,000 people working an extra day a week. So these measures today are very much focused on making our economy stronger.
Josh Frydenberg there. So Tom, what has the opposition had to make of this announcement?
Labor says that imitation is the best form of flattery and they're feeling pretty flattered by this one. That's because they announced their own childcare policy late last year, but it was a little more generous. It also removes the subsidy cap, but it increases subsidies for families earning up to $530,000 a year. The opposition argues that childcare isn't a welfare measure, it's an economic measure, and so it's worth being more generous to higher income families. Today, the opposition leader Anthony Albanese pointed to this policy and said, look, it's a good start, but it could have gone much further. Here's a bit of what he had to say.
Labor's childcare policy will assist through the subsidy more than 4 times those people who will receive assistance from the government's plan. Our policy is to move towards universal provision of affordable childcare. Just like Labor created universal health care through Medicare, just like Labor created universal superannuation, Labor will create universal support for affordable childcare because it's an important economic reform.
Now, the government says that their policy is targeted and proportionate, implying there that Labor's might in fact be just a bit too generous. The budget will be on May 11, a week and a half away, and I'm sure we'll see more pre-budget announcements before then.
Political reporter Tom Lowrey there in Canberra.